So this is an old video that you're going to watch. I started filming in November 2023 and it took me a year to post. So these are all archived clips. Some of my thoughts might have changed, some might stay the same, but I'd like to post them because it's part of the journey and it's important to me, and they matter to me, and it shows the journey and shows different thoughts I was going through compared to now, I guess. But yeah, enjoy the video. Peace. What a good weekend it's been, I'll tell you that much. It's always good sometimes when you have weekends that do just reset you. And that was a weekend that just reset me. And it just got me thinking that I think the only issue sometimes with when I'm feeling and when I'm sort of documenting what I'm going through is I don't want it to be too down all the time. Like, I don't want it to, be low and be all about the negative and trying to get it to the positive. Sometimes I do want it to be that life's going great. Not saying that when I'm talking negative that life is not going great. Just, something's on top of you, something's bringing you down, which is natural in life. But I think you've got to also capture the good times, the good weekends to have, for sure. So, because as well, I don't really want it to be a biased, sort of a biased or an untrue sort of documentation of what my life's like. Because I think sometimes for me, when I'll turn the camera on, it's how do I improve? What's the bits in my life that need to go better? What sort of help do I need? Because currently I'm talking about that we need to talk about our struggle. So it's focused on struggle. It is focused on the negative. So I do think that it's gonna naturally go that way. And I also have to remember to document when I'm feeling great, because it shows both sides of my life. It shows both sides of what I'm going through. And I think it's funny because there's a problem these days with social media and what people post, that people post the highlights. And it's funny because I am the opposite with this, because I'm so sort of focused on picking out the negative, that I don't want to focus on the positive. I want to show everyone that, what we go through, because everyone else shows what the positive is in life. Whether they lie or not, who knows? Doesn't really matter. But yeah, been a great weekend. Just been productive, and it's been restful, and it's been fun. Been chilled, been just full of love. You know what I mean? Full of family interactions. Spent, as usual, my weekend with my girlfriend, who I absolutely adore and love. So, it just can't get better than that, really. And the weekends are like that for me. Second yawn, bloody hell. Weekends are like that for me, because luckily I've got people in my life that I love, and it's the fact that during the week I'm working and I'm not focused on that as much because I've got work, and a lot of my hours are spent working, which is what I don't want to do. It's not that I don't want to work. It's not like that I just want to chill and do nothing. It's that I'm thinking of my hours, and I'm thinking, these hours I want to spend more time doing this, being with the people I love and stuff like that. But the fact that I'm lucky and I actually get that enjoyment, God, I'm lucky and I get that pleasure, and I can appreciate, which is a big thing for me, that I can actually appreciate the love that I'm receiving and that I'm giving, and that I can naturally just be in that sort of moment. You're chatting with your family, and even though you're chucking out, I was going to say things that are wrong, but it's banter, it's showing affection, it's laughing about life, and sometimes when you're a son or a daughter and your parents are speaking negatively to you, you can't help but feel like you're being told off. And here we go again, because you've got other things going on in your life. You're trying at the end of the day, and I think sometimes you just, well, not sometimes, all the time, you've got to realise that it's not that deep. At the end of the day, for some situations, yeah, not for every situation, I know that, but certainly for my situation, it's easy to forget that it's not that deep, that your family do love you, and you do love your family. And if you forget that, all the negative, being told off, or you annoying someone and stuff like that, you're not doing a job or something, anything small, it is something, you got to remember, it is something small. And they're doing it with love, and you're living in a house together. You've got to pull your weight. You've got to, pull your weight. But just because you're not pulling that weight doesn't mean that they don't love you. It's just it's like life. You've got to work. You've got to do something. You've got to earn the money, essentially, and you've still got to have all that fun and everything else that goes along with life. But you have to do, you have to work. You have to earn money. And it's a theme that I see in a lot of places, in life, that, you know what I mean, there's play and there's work, and you have to do both. Not saying I'm perfect at all, saying that I do what, you know what I mean, I get everything done, don't get me wrong. I miss out a lot of things that I shouldn't miss out, job-wise, at home, just because I feel busy, and sometimes things are on top of me. And if I weren't reminded by my mum and dad about these things, they wouldn't get done. They wouldn't get done at all. So it is necessary. And just like it's necessary that we work and have to earn money, it's sort of necessary. Not necessarily earning money is necessary, but working and sort of contributing to the world, it has to be done. And sometimes that can all fog what you think about everything, because it gets on top of you, or something else is getting on top of you. You don't feel like doing something. Someone else then tells you, you've got to do it, and you're like, no, I'm pushing this off, essentially. And that's why people snap at different people and feel aggravated by parents because they are just there to love you and to remind you to, to keep you going. And I think that's a good part of being a parent, that you keep your kid going while also loving them. Don't forget that. But I do think in my family, it's such a big sort of base of love that it almost goes unnoticed. It is for me. I know my mum and dad love me. That we don't have to tell each other that we love each other all the time to feel that love. I know it's always there, and I know if I'm not feeling that, it's me. It's what's going on in my head, and that's not self-negative talk. That's me understanding what's going on with me and in my head, and just over time I've figured that one out. But the way to figure it out is it's obvious, because in my situation it's obvious my family loves me. Not even just talking with my parents and siblings. I'm talking about the whole family. It's obvious that we all love each other, and I'm lucky and privileged to have a situation like that, because that's a factor of why my life is turning out how it is and why it is so great. You've got to appreciate those things when you've got it, and when I see that people don't have it, I feel sympathy for them, because it changes your life to have something like that. And I couldn't imagine not having that. I think I can understand the feeling of not having something like that, but I couldn't imagine not having it. That constant feeling. I'm lucky I might have them feelings every now and again, but you know what I mean? The majority is I have that feeling of love, and I know it's there. Like, I know it's there. It's not even a question about that. And I couldn't imagine the life that people have to live if they don't have that. But for me, that's the most valuable thing in life, to have that. And it would be devastating not to have that sort of love in life. And I truly believe that's what life's about. That feeling of sort of a foundational love. You just know is always there. And when you get in those times where you appreciate it, for me it's a big emotional feeling and feels great. It's probably, I can't think of anything else that feels better in life than knowing that your family love you. And not only that, I think that's why it is so amazing when you find a girl that you love and that you can bring into your family. That you can bring into your family and they join on and they love them as much as you love them. That's why that's so magical and beautiful. And just like, for me, the feeling of, pure existence and life and what's meant to happen and what this life's about. But yeah, been a great weekend. Feeling great, good reset. Ready for the next week. What time is it? 10:30, so probably going to be tired tomorrow. But, if I can manage to get a good rest, the week doesn't get on top of you. If I don't, the week gets on top of me. That's okay as well. You just, you learn new skills to manage your stress. But yeah, peace.